Take a deep breath and enter in day 21. By the time you reach this point, something profound begins to unfold. The first 2 weeks of this path were about fighting gravity, the pull of old patterns, urges, distractions, and mental fog. But as you step into the third week's reflection, you begin to notice a subtle shift. It's no longer about fighting, it's about flowing. This is the week when your energy stops feeling foreign, when control stops feeling like strain, and when clarity begins to hum beneath your skin like a living rhythm. Hold on, before we unlock the real power of semen retention, hit that subscribe button and join our Telegram channel, link in description. We drop daily wisdom, success tools, and energy secrets only shared there. Don't watch from the sidelines, become part of the movement. This checkpoint isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. Imagine climbing a mountain. Every few hundred meters, you pause, not to rest, but to look back at the trail and see how far you've come. You breathe differently now. You think differently. The man who began this journey was chasing mastery, perhaps even proof. The man standing here is beginning to embody mastery, not because he's flawless, but because he's finally in conversation with his own energy. Let's call this the energy checkpoint. It's where you take stock, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You're not evaluating with judgment, but with presence. Are you more grounded? Is your attention sharper? Do you notice how your thoughts settle faster? How your reactions soften? How your body feels cleaner and lighter? These are signs that your life force, the same energy you once scattered through indulgence or distraction, is now consolidating, refining, becoming yours again. There's something sacred about the third week of retention. For many, this is when the body begins to recalibrate fully. Hormonal systems find balance. The nervous system quiets. The mind starts to process emotion instead of suppressing it. You begin to feel waves of emotion rising, not as chaos, but as communication. That's your energy, speaking in its native language. Before, it was buried under noise. Now, you can hear it clearly. You may have noticed heightened sensitivity, not in weakness, but in perception. The light feels brighter. Music feels deeper. Human interactions feel layered with nuance you never caught before. This is awareness expanding. Retention sharpens the senses because it quiets the inner static. The same energy once hijacked by impulsive urges now amplifies consciousness itself. It's not mystical. It's physiological and spiritual, working hand in hand. This is also when self-respect starts feeling natural instead of forced. In the beginning, self-discipline was an act of will, a daily wrestle with temptation. Now, it's a quiet pride. You catch yourself walking differently. Shoulders back, chin up, gaze steady, not out of arrogance, but out of alignment. You've proven to yourself that you can lead your impulses instead of being led by them. That subtle confidence radiates without words. Others notice it even before you do. Still, awareness can be a double-edged sword. When you become more conscious, you also see your shadows more clearly. You might notice the tiny cracks in your attention, the subtle ego that creeps in when you start feeling powerful, or the impatience that arises when others don't share your pace. That's part of the checkpoint, too. Energy magnifies everything, both strength and weakness. The key is not to suppress it, but to observe it. Awareness is the bridge between raw power and refined presence. This is the week to recenter your why. Ask yourself again, why am I walking this path? If your only goal was control, you've already achieved it. But mastery isn't about control, it's about creation. What are you building with the energy you've reclaimed? What higher pattern is this discipline feeding? This reflection realigns your purpose, sharpening the arrow of your intention. Without that recalibration, even powerful energy can drift into confusion. Many men describe the third week as a time of internal brightness, like a light burning behind the eyes, illuminating thought, focus, and emotion. That inner fire, if left unchanneled, can turn restless. That's why now, more than ever, direction is essential. Physical activity, creative expression, or intellectual pursuit become not optional, but necessary outlets. Retention is not just containment, it's circulation. The more your energy moves through meaningful action, the more stable your vibration becomes. Take a moment and recall your past week. How did you handle challenge? How did you respond to desire? How did you hold yourself when no one was watching? These are not casual questions. They're diagnostic tools for your soul. Every moment of resistance reveals the shape of your strength. Every slip, whether in thought or habit, teaches you about your triggers. This week's debrief is about harvesting those lessons, not punishing yourself for imperfection. Growth is non-linear. Some days, you'll feel invincible. Other days, you'll feel heavy, distracted, maybe even tempted to quit. But those fluctuations are part of integration. Think of them as energy tides, the ebb and flow that teaches you rhythm. The mistake most people make is mistaking fluctuation for failure. A master sees it as calibration. This is why reflection is so vital. It keeps your compass steady when emotion tries to rewrite the map. The body deserves attention here. You may have noticed increased strength, endurance, or quicker recovery. This isn't coincidence. The body is no longer expending resources on constant release or mental agitation. Testosterone levels stabilize, neurotransmitters balance, and focus sharpens. You might sleep deeper or wake with more drive. That's your system adapting to a new normal, a life of retained and directed power. Recognize this not as luck, but as earned biology. Yet physical vitality is just one aspect. Emotionally, something deeper stirs. There's a new calmness, a sense of inner containment that feels like quiet fire. You may feel less reactive to external drama. What once triggered you now barely ripples your surface. This isn't numbness, it's sovereignty. Your emotions no longer control you. They serve you. That shift is one of the clearest indicators that your energy system is harmonizing. Still, awareness without gratitude becomes arrogance. This checkpoint is a moment to honor yourself, not in vanity, but in reverence. Think of the effort, the moments of temptation resisted, the nights of uncertainty, the internal battles fought in silence. Every bit of that labor has brought you here. Gratitude transforms discipline from duty into devotion. Take a breath, close your eyes, and feel genuine appreciation for your own consistency. That emotion recharges your willpower more than any motivational quote ever could. You may also begin to notice that your energy affects your environment. People respond differently. Some are drawn to your steadiness, others might feel uncomfortable around it. Don't take either personally. When you raise your vibration, you unconsciously mirror others' potential, and not everyone is ready to face that reflection. Stay grounded in humility. True power doesn't announce itself. It emanates. Week 3 is also where many men rediscover empathy. Strange as it sounds, the same energy that once drove lust now fuels compassion. When the fog of craving clears, you begin to see people more fully, not as objects or distractions, but as souls navigating their own storms. This awareness softens your edges while deepening your strength. It's what turns discipline into wisdom. Reflection also means recognizing the subtle forms of self-sabotage that remain. Maybe it's overthinking, procrastination, or seeking validation in subtler ways. These are mental leaks of energy, small but cumulative. By identifying them, you patch the holes in your focus. That's why journaling or evening reflection can be powerful here. Write down what you notice about your thoughts and habits. The act of observation transforms chaos into clarity. At this stage, consistency is more important than intensity. Early in the journey, you relied on force, strong motivation, rigid structure, maybe even fear of failure. Now mastery means flow. Your routines should start to feel organic, not obligatory. You no longer push yourself forward. You glide because your systems are aligned. That's the beauty of the 3rd week checkpoint, the transition from effort to embodiment. Spiritually, this week deepens connection. You start sensing that retention isn't merely self-control, it's communion with something greater. Whether you call it consciousness, divinity, or higher intelligence, you begin to feel guided. Coincidences multiply. Insights arrive in stillness. The line between thought and intuition blurs. This isn't fantasy, it's resonance. When your energy field is coherent, you become more receptive to life's subtle signals. But don't romanticize the process. The path of awareness is also the path of humility. The more light you generate, the more clearly you see your imperfections. That's not regression, that's refinement. Every realization of your own weakness is an invitation to grow stronger. The key is to remain curious rather than judgmental. Growth that's rooted in curiosity blossoms. Growth rooted in shame withers. Was this the fire you needed? Let me know by hitting like. More importantly, if you want this growth to be consistent, subscribe and join the team. I love connecting with every one of you. This checkpoint is also a reminder. Retention doesn't make you special, it makes you responsible. The more energy you hold, the more influence you radiate. And with influence comes accountability. How you treat others, how you handle conflict, how you show up in small moments, all of it now carries greater weight. You've become a mirror in motion. Be conscious of what you reflect. By the end of this 3rd week, the journey shifts from internal transformation to external alignment. You're preparing for the phase where your energy expresses itself in the world through leadership, service, creation, and purpose. But before that, integration is essential. Integration means letting the lessons of discipline sink into your bones so they no longer feel like effort. It's where restraint becomes rhythm and purpose becomes pulse. So, how do you know you're aligned? Pay attention to your peace. When you're on track, even struggle feels meaningful. When you drift, restlessness creeps in. The body always knows before the mind does. Listen to it. The tiredness, The sudden loss of focus, the irritability, these are early signs of misalignment. Correct them through grounding practices, breathwork, nature, solitude, stillness. Your energy is a living instrument. Tune it daily. As you conclude this third week, remember, power without reflection leads to blindness. You've cultivated immense strength. Now cultivate perspective. Don't chase progress like a finish line. Instead, live progress as a rhythm. Each day of retention isn't a step toward something, it is the something. The process itself is the purpose. If this video gave you real value, tap the thanks button. Your support helps me keep creating deeper content like this. The checkpoint is your pause before acceleration. The next stage will demand more refinement, not more effort. The energy you've consolidated must now become expression through creation, through leadership, through silent influence. You've learned how to control the current. Now you'll learn how to shape it into form. Take a deep breath, feel the calm beneath your pulse. That calm is your foundation. It's proof that you're no longer fighting yourself. You're harmonizing. This is what power feels like when it's anchored in awareness. Steady, quiet, certain. You've crossed the midpoint. From here, every step forward isn't about survival. It's about creation. The man who began this journey sought strength. The man who stands here embodies clarity. You are not the same. Keep walking. The horizon awaits your arrival. Keep watching. Day 22, coming soon.